What's up, guys? It's your boy Malcolm Eugene, and technically, I'm a supervillain. Now, today is my birthday. I'm turning the big dirty 30, and well, considering recent events, we're just gonna call it 29 again. I'm gonna give you guys 30 filmmaking tips for beginners in under 5 minutes. Hopefully, start the timer. Let's start with number 1, plan your shoot. Make sure you have everything you need for your shoot to make it easier for you to get your shoot done in an efficient amount of time. Number 2, create a shot list. Keep the edit in mind. Number 3, prep your equipment. Make sure all your batteries are charged. Make sure all your memory cards are formatted and ready to go. All your lenses and equipment is clean. Number 4, shoot manual. Shooting manual is going to give you total control over what your image is going to look like. Number 5, keep your ISO low. When you start to raise your ISO up, what's going to happen is you're going to start to introduce more noise into your image, making it look more and more grainy. Tip number 6, use the 180-degree shutter rule. Basically, if you're shooting in 24 frames per second, you want your shutter speed to be at least double that. Shooting at 1/148th, or in most cases 1/150th, to give the most natural motion blur possible. Number 7, make sure you set your white balance. There's a variety of gray cards and different things you can use to make sure your white balance is set. Number 8, shoot in a flat picture profile. This is gonna give you more editing room when it comes to color correction in post-production. Number 9, in-camera sharpening. Turn that stuff down or off. You want total control over that in post-production. Number 10, shoot in the highest possible continuous frame rate you can. I usually shoot in 120 frames per second. What that allows me to do is have the option to slow it down or not if I didn't want to. Number 11, shoot in the highest possible resolution that you can. Basically, if you have a camera that can shoot in 1080p, 60 frames a second, and 4K at 60 frames a second, choose the 4K, because what that's gonna give you is a little bit more flexibility when you're editing in post-production. Number 12, pay attention to lighting. Make sure that the subject in frame that you want people to focus on is lit the absolute best. Number 13, do not overexpose the highlights. The hardest thing to recover in post is the highlights being blown out. Tip number 14, use filters, in particular ND filters. So let's say you're following the 180 shutter rule and your ISO is as low as it can go and your image is still super bright. That's when you want to pull out the ND filters, which are like sunglasses for your camera lens. Number 15, shoot manual focus. In most situations, manual focus is going to get you by. But there is a time for autofocus. So like this video I'm shooting here on YouTube, but for other applications, just learn how to use manual focus. Number 16, use an external microphone. So crappy audio sucks. You can use shotgun mics, and there's an abundance of different microphones you can use outside of what's actually on your camera. Tip number 17, sound design. Sound design is very, very important. If you can close your eyes and visualize what the director wanted you to see without you actually seeing it, that means the sound design is on point. Number 18, practice good composition. Rule of thirds, not rule of thirds. Practice good composition. Tip number 19, try to keep your horizon level. That'll help not disorient your audience when they're watching your videos. Tip number 20, stabilize. Shaky footage is crappy footage. Tripods, gimbals, stabilization. 21, add camera movement. This is where you do have your gimbal and you do have your slider, and you can actually move the camera to kind of tell a story. It also helps with tracking your subject. 22, shoot wide. I like shooting wide angle. Wide angle helps establish your scene. Number 23, shoot tight. Shooting tight kind of gives the viewer a little bit more emphasis on the details in a particular shot. Number 24, shoot a variety of angles. The last thing you want is for your viewers to get bored watching your footage when all of your shots are from one particular angle. Number 25, overshoot. You can never have too much footage. Matter of fact, the worst thing that could possibly happen is you have not enough footage to be able to tell the story that you want to tell. Overshoot as long as you have number 26, and that is enough storage. If you don't have enough SD cards or memory cards or hard drives to put all of your footage on, and you end up shooting a wedding, running out of footage before the ceremony's over, then you might be in trouble with your client. Number 27, back up your footage immediately. Don't wait until you're ready to edit, because what happens if your car gets corrupted? Make sure you get your stuff backed up as soon as you get home or as soon as you get to your computer. 28. You remember when I told you to shoot flat earlier? Well, this is where you can now make your images look as punchy as you possibly can. Add contrast, add some saturation, make this image look amazing. Number 29, use proper editing hardware. You can't edit 4K footage on a potato. Last and certainly not least, collaborate. Learn from some of the professionals out there. See if they're willing to take you on as an apprentice, to help you improve your skills as a creator. You can never learn too much by collaboration, and that's where I'm gonna leave it with you guys, folks. My name is Malcolm Eugene. If you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and of course, well, yeah, it's my birthday. I'm gonna do birthday stuff, so I'm out. What's up, guys? Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And of course, if you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I'm posting next.